Okay, going back, Ohio State game, just reviewing that quickly. Good effort, but fell short again. We played, pretty hard, 60 minutes in, give and take a little. Showed good in all phases, but if you go back and look at it too, we're still, you saw it last night's Monday night game where, team's looking good one half, another team looking good the next half. We're, like a lot of teams, it's easy to be inconsistent. Offensively, you can say you did well, but we had 7 3-and-outs and 8 drop passes. A drop pass is kind of a wasted play. You got a bunch of guys working clean, you deliver it right, you make the right read, and we're human, we're going to make mistakes, but typically a drop pass is a quick recipe to get the punt team out there. I think a couple of years ago we did a study. I think 19% of the time when we had a drop pass, we got a first down. So basically 4 out of 5 times you punt it when it was a drop pass. So it's not a good formula. So, the drop passes, the 7 3-and-outs weren't good. Defensively, you give up 550 yards, 350 rushing, 52 points. So not good on that side as well. And then we have a blocked punt for a touchdown. So same time we made plays in all phases. We had, some negative plays, some sacks, a turnover in the end zone. We forced them to kick a field goal. They miss. We did have some big plays and scored some points. We did have a onside kick and a punt block on our end. So there's a little bit of give and take, but once again, we're on the short end. Players of the game, offense, Stephen Houston, Peyton Eckerd, had several guys in the line do decent. We recognized Peyton. Defensively, Greg Heben was really good, and he really played a different position. We moved him from our nickel position to safety, and he had been at nickel, from day one of preseason camp. So in 1 week's notice, he's playing at a different spot. And to play at a high level and get a championship performance was nice, or winning performance. Special teams, Stoner and Roundtree were recognized, especially because of the 2 big plays that created 14 points for the offense. Defensive scout team, players of the week were Darian Fuller and Lenny Himes. And on offense, Andrew Wilson and Anthony Davis. Anthony did a good job. He was playing quarterback for us last week, trying to emulate the great player they had. Now this week we're on the Navy, halfway through the season. We're 2-4, which is not what we need. We've got 6 remaining, 4 on the road. We got a tough opponent this week, and we got to play it on the road. And we're going to be on the road and have some success on the road if we want to, etch our way up the mountain and gain some goals. So we've got to be a tough team and do what it takes to win on the road. This team's very difficult. Everybody talks about their option and the wishbone, but they really just are difficult because of how they put it all together. They're playing an option-style attack that everybody talks about. They run it reasonably well, like all those teams do. It's hard to prepare for it. It's hard to do. It's hard to get your scout team to do it as fast as you're going to see it. They play a 3-man true 50 cover 2 defense. Very few people play anymore, so that's unusual. So targeting who's got who in protections and run game. They can easily pressure you off of both sides. They can drop 8 people and rush 3 and make your passing window small. Their punter's outstanding. They're good in the kick game. But again, for us, we got to keep pushing. We're on a little losing deal here that we need to get past that, because losing is not what we want to do. So we're making strides, like we keep saying, but it's making strides with performance and production. And even though we're making strides, apparently it's not enough. So we're challenging our guys to, whether you're a starter, whether you're a backup, we got to dig a little deeper, practice a little bit better, be committed a little bit better, because we just got to play a little bit better each week to find some W's down the stretch. And this will be a tough one to get, but we need to go get it. So, questions?
Do you think the fact that you have focused so much on Navy, since going back to spring, ensures that this isn't a game where guys are going to be letting down a little bit because it's a non-conference game? You've had this circled on the calendar for some time.
Well, we need wins, so, I don't know if we don't circle or uncircle anyone. We're trying to get as many wins as we can. We haven't been winning a lot. It's a good question. We did talk a few weeks ago that we'd been working on the option how well we'd play against Northwestern, and you saw that too. So, we just have been committing time for assignment football, and their option's different than Northwestern. It's, a little bit more, not all the time. Now, they do break the bone and do some very unique and very good things and very difficult for you. But they truly make you go, old school dive, quarterback pitch, old triple option. A lot of people do triple, which we saw some triple from Ohio State out of the gun Saturday. The one drive where they had 2 plays back-to-back to score was triple option out of shotgun. Northwestern was doing some of that as well, but it's a little bit different when it's that fast fullback. So, but again, for us, I was concerned last week when we come back and play hard after a lot of effort we put into playing well against Michigan State. Were we mature enough? I think we showed some signs of maturity. It still wasn't good enough, and now we got to do it again. I'm trying to get our guys past the point of, giving it the college try is not what we want to do. We give them scholarships. Most of the guys that I give scholarships to, we pay more scholarship money than the majority of people that work in the football program. Outside of the upper level coaches and administrators, most of the support people from academics and medical, and we pay our athletes more than those guys. So we expect them to give a college try. We expect you to play hard. That's the given. Now, the deal is we got to start winning, and we got to figure out how to do that. That's the one thing we lack right now, is figuring out how to get that puppy done.
How much did the preparation you guys did in the spring and weekly on the Wishbone, on the option, help this week? I mean, did you feel like you came into this with a pretty decent base of an understanding of that?
A little bit, but we were simple. These guys are in chapter 20. We were in chapter 1. We were elementary. Just, play one, base one, the base play of the game, but they can get to trap options and misdirections and broken bones and misdirection motions. And we didn't want it to be a waste of time for the offense. We just wanted to, talking to some other coaches that have played against it, when you talk to coaches, that the unique thing about Navy and Army is that they're not in a league. So an advantage they have, they play a team once or twice and then they never see them again. Now Air Force has been in a league, and BYU, TCU, those teams see them year after year after year. And in talking to those guys, they say that's, they're teams that work a little bit every day getting ready for their option because they know they're going to see it. So that's why we just, in visiting with them, Georgia Tech's running an option, but now that they see it every day in the ACC, that's a unique thing of an independent program. It's a unique offense, and you don't play someone maybe once or maybe home and home, then you don't see them. They play Navy a lot, or Notre Dame a lot, but they typically kind of are free agents in their schedule, so that's an advantage for them. But again, we tried to introduce, so this week would not be as hard, but it's still going to be a difficult week.
You said visiting with people. I mean, did you actually kind of call people or even go visit?
I went and actually visited Air Force, not to defend it, like how do you run it? So we could have a clue of just how to run it. It's a pretty cool, beautiful place. That's why I know watching them for Navy to go win out there, it's a pretty good win. It's a pretty good team. It was a good win. That's a big game.
You've talked repeatedly about Stephen Houston and him getting to where he needed to be about this time last year. Are you seeing that from your defensive JUCO kids?
A little bit. Still need some more. We're getting a little bit more out of Tim Bennett and Tony. Those are two comparable to the timeline of Stephen because they came in the summer. Didn't get spring ball. The other guys got spring ball. But I think, in general, we're still a lot of guys have played, but we haven't played a lot. We need everybody to keep coming along. And those, the JC guys are gaining, but we need them. We got to keep, we're giving up, 350 yards rushing. Those are a lot of, Cam's playing well. But most of those guys are defensive guys, and you're giving up 550 and 350. We got to keep playing better and put them in better spots and keep learning, tackle better, and get guys to the ball. And we're gaining, but it's still a long way from what we want. So we got to keep working.